We've been telling you about it for years, and we're so excited to show you why we love this place so much and why it actually shares a lot in common with Bonnaroo. Live from Bangkok, Thailand, it's story time at the Rubus.
Welcome to a very special episode of Storytime at the Rubus. We're here in Bangkok, Thailand, and I'm Sharla.
I'm Daniel, and we are in the Bang Rak neighborhood of Bangkok right now. This has kind of been our home base in the times that we have been over here. It kind of feels like home to me a little bit, doesn't it to you?
Oh, definitely. I would recommend this area if you're ever coming to Bangkok. It's really close to a lot of different things that you're going to want to go to.
Yeah. Speaking of which, we know this area so well that we're about to dart across the road over here to get out of the way. You can do that easily. Here we go. You ready? I know that seems dangerous, but you have to do that pretty often around here. After you've been here for a couple of days, you get the hang of it. So yeah, we are going to do a couple of different things with this episode. So we obviously are going to show you a lot of kind of like the local area, like the cool places that we like to check out, like to go eat. I wouldn't dare say that we're going to do an Anthony Bourdain thing, but I'm going to try to when I edit this together.
But we're going to show you the world's best restaurant.
Oh yes, we already went there last night.
Yes,
we're probably going to edit that in next. So right now we're headed to the train. They have a pretty good subway system around here. It goes through a lot of town, not all of town, but it at least goes very close to where we're going today. Do you want to introduce where we're going first?
So first we're going to go to the Chattashuk Market, which is also called the Weekend Market, and it is one of the most popular markets, I would say, in the whole world.
Yeah.
It's definitely the most popular market in Thailand. I mean, it's just gigantic, and it just goes for miles of just stalls of just people selling food, and then there's a giant food court as well.
Now, really quick, do you want to give a brief description of your family history here in town?
Sure, okay. A lot of people know this already, but to make a long story short, my granddad actually ran the Officers Club in Thailand. So back in the 60s and 70s, my granddad was in the army, and was in the military, and he was stationed over here. And my mom kind of grew up over here in Thailand. The family lived over here, and he ran the Officers Club.
So we're actually going to head there. We'll probably show that on video as well. All right, right now it's getting a little crowded. We're about to get on the train here in just a little bit. So we'll see you guys next. We're going to take you to Cheaper and Better, where we had dinner last night. But then we're headed to the market, and then God knows where after that. So Sawasdee, we'll see you in a bit.
Hey everybody, we're over here at the world's greatest restaurant. It's called Cheaper and Better. We found it the very first time that we ever came to Bangkok back in forever ago. But it is so good. It literally is cheaper and better. I just had basil chicken and rice. So good. 60 baht for that, which is less than $3. 100 baht is around $3, so that's how you know. But just amazing. If you're ever in Bangkok, cheaper and better.
We can't get away. We can't get away from it.
All right, guys, so we want to give you a taste of what we usually do here in Bangkok. This is our fourth time. I think we may have mentioned on that little intro video. It feels like every time we come over here, we try something a little different, right?
Yes, absolutely. We've done so many different things this time.
Yeah, so we're going to go through a lot of the things here in just a moment. We did some video at each of these different places. I wanted to start with two things, though. Just kind of the basic stuff like 7-Eleven and all that. But first, before we get to that, I want to talk a little bit about why we feel that this place actually shares a ton in common with Bonnaroo, right?
Oh, I would agree.
So you want me to give my take on that first, or would you like to?
No, you go.
So we're actually recording this kind of towards the end of our trip, so we can kind of review all the different places that we went and things that we did. I'll give you the best example off the top of my head, because last night we went to this EDM pool party over on top of one of those giant fancy hotels. I can't remember the name of it right now, but it's in that district with all the fancy malls, which we'll talk about soon. And we're at that thing for maybe 2 or 3 hours. Pretty good vibe there. Drinks are a little high by Thailand prices, so we're not sticking around super long. But in the time that we were there, there were people, probably about 5 or 10 years younger than us, but close enough in demographic that we had a ton in common. We were hanging out with people from France, Italy, Germany,
Texas.
around the one girl that came from Texas who actually may full send it to Rue. We were talking with her about 10 or 15 minutes, and we exchanged Instagram handles, and I sent her some stuff like, hey, we have a bus, we have a big group, you should come. And she's actually thinking about it.
Cool.
But I love that kind of thing because, like, when you are walking around in Rue or at campgrounds, you're all the time meeting new people from different areas, most of the time at Rue from the States, right? But around here, it's that same kind of like social like context. Everybody has something in common. When you're at Bonnaroo, you have like, oh, a bunch of bands we want to see are here. But when you're here, you're like, oh, I'm getting out of my home country. I want to see something different. I want to go on adventures. And odds are you're going to know some of the musical artists, some of the same musical artists.
I would absolutely
have a lot in
agree.
common.
I would absolutely agree. Think of the community aspect of Bonnaroo, but in an international way.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the best way I can describe it, like the United Nations of Bonnaroo.
Yeah. And
I mean, there used to be a thing called the United States of Bonnaroo.
the United Nations of Bonnaroo.
This would be the United Nations of Bonnaroo.
So I will say for the younger crowd that's watching this, I highly encourage you to stay at one of these hostels. You can get very cheap. You can share a room if you want. I've never done that. You can get a private room at a lot of them. That's what we did last time. But since this was kind of the 20th anniversary trip for me and Sharla, oops, I said the number. We splurged a little bit.
You've said our age and like multiple times already.
I know. It's okay. But for the younger crowd, I do encourage the hostels. If you're a little older like us and you want to splurge, a place like we're staying in now is like cheaper than you would get in the States. Like,
way cheaper.
We got a nice deal here, and it's way cheaper than like anything that we would ever get.
You can get a really, really nice hotel room for around $40 a night.
Yeah.
And that's considered expensive by Thai standards.
Exactly. The flight, yeah, it's going to be expensive, but once you're here, everything's good. Now, we have a little video I'm going to stick in. Let's talk first about a Thai essential, the 7-Eleven.
So, of course, all the street food and the nice little family-owned restaurants in all of Thailand are fantastic. But if you've been here, you already know about the 7-Elevens. They have become legendary here in Thailand and really probably across all of South Asia. So back home, 7-Eleven, not that big of a deal, kind of a regular gas station convenience store. But over here, it's kind of nuts. There's a little bit of everything, like all these crazy flavors of things that you've never heard of, a couple of different brands you've probably never heard of. First off, I want to tell you, me and Sharla just hit up the local 7-Eleven about 2 blocks from our hotel, and all of the stuff was the equivalent of about $9. Seriously, me and Sharla were talking about it on the way back, and we figured this would cost about $30 back home if you went to something else. So let's go through this. She picked some of these things. I don't even know what the heck this is. What is this? Shrimp sticks? That's insane. This is something you will learn really quick if you come over here. You want to get the cheesy stuff in the 7-Eleven. Now, usually when you take it in there, the person behind the counter will ask like, oh, do you want this warmed up? If you're just like on the go, yeah, sure. But if you're coming back to your place and you got a fridge like we're lucky to have, saving that for later. A couple of these things you'll recognize. This is some medicine, Charlie. Got some kind of fiber thing or something. Got a couple of Cokes. This is something we discovered yesterday, this like vitamin C drink, which I'm being careful about, traveling a lot. You got to kind of keep your health going. This is something that I got way back in 2017 that I got hooked on. It's kind of like this fruit drink called Un. You only ever see it over here. I thought it was gone because the last time we were here, I couldn't find it anywhere. Maybe they brought it back. I don't know. Singa is one of the beer brands here in town. Well, all of Thailand, really. This is a seltzer water, non-alcoholic. They've come to make a lot of different kinds of water and everything too. And then here are some local coffees. But like I said, all this stuff is just $9. It's insane. Sharla was joking around with me the other night. We just walked by a 7-Eleven and she's just like, well, what do you need? Because they advertise just by existing. You're going to spend like less than 50 cents getting a couple of things in a lot of cases. Like this cheesy and a drink would probably be like $1 at most, if that. So once you come to Thailand, you'll learn really quickly. 7-Eleven is kind of like the center of the universe around here.
So that was the spread that we got one day. I think I mentioned in that it was less than $10. We had been going to 7-Eleven and basically going shopping every other day. Not every day here, but every other day and spending like $10 on like a bunch of snacks and drinks. This one came from there, by the way.
Mm-hmm. And 7-Eleven, you can get everything there that you can get at a normal gas station, I guess, back in the United States.
Way more than that.
And
Come on.
so much.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say, and so much more.
Yeah, so they'll warm up those toasties for you in the microwave if you don't mind waiting like 2 minutes. And there's a lot of other stuff. I actually got one of those Thai basil things in the microwave from 7-Eleven.
Was it good?
I had that late night after you went to bed early, and it was not bad at all. Like, I actually liked it. And I think it was the equivalent of like $1.50.
Wow.
And it was almost just as good as like, you know, kind of like a strip mall Thai place back home.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Like, seriously. But yeah, 7-Eleven, you'll get to know them very quickly if you come over here. There's literally 3 or 4 on every block. There was a funny TikTok video that went viral. It's like, guys, I'm out here. I can see the 7-Eleven next to the 7-Eleven. Look where I'm at, the 7-Eleven.
Go get you a ham and cheese toastie. That is
Yeah.
the number one thing I would recommend from the 7-Eleven, a ham and cheese toastie. When you take it up there to the cash register, they will warm it up for you. They'll ask, get them to warm it up for you. Oh, you'll be in heaven. Think of a grilled cheese, but like so much better than our grilled cheeses because it's not all greasy and things like that. But the way 7-Elevens are around here, if you live in the American South, especially think of Dollar General back home.
I would say it's a combination of like Circle K, Dollar General.
But I mean, the frequency.
The bodegas in New York.
The frequency of which there's a Dollar General. Like,
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yes.
I would say they're even more frequent in Thailand.
You think so?
I think 7-Elevens are more frequent in Thailand than Dollar Generals are.
Should you call it Donald General? Donnie General?
For the record, my dad's name is Donnie, so sometimes he has done work for them. So that's why my brain went to Donnie, not the other Donnie.
That's why. His dad works there.
Yeah. But anyways, let's get to some of the other stuff. So we're going to go through some of the highlights. Let's start with some of the mainstays so we can clip in these videos as well. So let's talk about Khao San Road.
Talk to her.
Hey everybody, the sun has just went down here in Bangkok. We're on Khao San Road. This area I can best describe as the Centeroo of Bangkok. This is the main party street area. It was very famous with backpackers back in the 1990s. If you've ever read The Beach or watched the movie The Beach, it's where the movie first opens. He's here on Khao San Road. Definitely look up Khao San Road if you're into party streets. Kind of similar to Broadway in Nashville a little bit in that it's a world famous party street. Not the same vibe exactly, but just, you know, think of world famous party streets. We're going to show you Khao San Road.
Now, we actually did Khao San twice because I think we may not remember entirely the first time.
We're like, okay, we're just going to do a one and done at Khao San. We're just going to go take some quick video. The sun is just now setting. Oh, it's going to be perfect. Oh, and we get there and we're like, there's not a lot of people here. Oh, just the state of the economy of the world. Oh, not a lot of people. One bucket in. That's all you need. One bucket.
The next morning, it really was like that one scene in The Hangover, too. Some guy comes in and is like, you want to hear the most effed up story ever? We had a sick night. Yeah. It got bad. We did meet some friends that night. Do you remember? Some friends from the UK.
Yes,
We went to a couple of bars with them. So the main part of Khao San, I think you're going to see some GoPro video from. It was popping that night. We had a fantastic time.
We went to a rooftop bar.
We went to 2 rooftop bars. Do you remember that? We did. We went to 2. We met our friends from the UK at the second one. And then we told them, hey, we're also going to the Chinatown area because we want to go to this other place that you found called, tell them the name of the bar.
We did the full name of the bar. We didn't land on the moon since 1987.
I had a bone to pick with
title
them.
name.
Yeah.
But if you go to Chinatown, it's down a little alley, and you'll see a sign that says WDLOTM.
We do like our acronyms at the day job. But that was cool. It was a tiny little dive bar, not very big, like the size of a big hallway or something like that. And the guy that was the bartender that night spoke very good English, so he was trolling us all night, especially when I had a bone pick with him.
Oh, they have a dryer in there, like a washing machine or a dryer.
I don't even remember that.
I was, and that's where people DJ anyways, on top of the washing machine.
Now, there are other parts of Khao San that we didn't talk about that video. We came back a day or two later. We went on one of the back streets. I got a little video I'm going to put in right now.
All right, guys, I know the audio is going to be bad on this, but we're out here on the little side street to Cal San. It's a couple of nights later, and this one is specifically for people like Evan, Maddie, my homie J-Bone. We're out here on Cal San Road, and here's the finest establishment.
So another funny story. After that Taco Bell, we had to run back. I got a quesadilla, and Charles was like, we have to go home right now. No, I think it's okay. I think we should talk about this because this is something that people have to be aware of in Bangkok.
Well, normally Daniel is the one that gets sick here in Thailand. And that's not to say that Thailand food will make you sick, because Daniel gets sick back home in the States all the time.
On the way
stomach
here,
issues, IBS.
Some bread got me in Korea.
Yes, he had like 2 pieces of bread, like 2 bites of bread in Korea, and had to go to the bathroom multiple times.
It was like some kind of salted bread, and it was kind of greasy, to be fair. Now, like Sharla said, I have gotten sick the past 2 times we went here. Like, inevitably something got me. But this time, I have gone the whole trip, didn't have any issues. I think the trick for me was I abstained from street food. As tempting as it was to get a chicken on a stick, I never did it the whole time.
Oh.
I would do street restaurants where you got a guy out with like a plastic table and chairs.
Yes.
I had no issue with that.
Yes.
I also didn't get noodles. I think noodles personally get me because of the stuff that they boil it in.
I'm not a noodle fan.
Yeah. And I'm just taking care of myself. Not to go TMI, but I'm taking care of myself. And I have stayed healthy this entire time, other than being just worn out and tired for 2 days.
Well, mine was just a personal issue with some medicine that I'm taking. So that's why I was like, nope, can't look at that.
But back to Cal San, close that thought out. I like where it's at right now. We did mention that it feels like the economy, the global economy, has affected things around here a little bit. I'm noticing that there aren't as many like gap year backpackers this time around, like college age people.
It did seem like the crowd tended to skew just slightly older.
Yeah, which I understand, because the younger crowd in any country these days is afraid to spend money. So I get it. Maybe that changes at other times of the year around here, but typically this is the time of year that we go, like end of February, beginning of March, and every other time I've noticed a lot more younger people.
Because
here.
like our friends that we met on Cal San, and then everyone at the pool party last night seemed like they were like,
I would say everybody was
early
like
30s.
25 to 35.
Yeah, 25 to 35, yes.
Yeah, we're young enough to do dumb stuff, but old enough to have a little money to throw
Right.
around. Especially at that thing last night. Somebody was throwing some money around. We met like some insanely famous Chinese influencer, and I made him mad because I was tipsy and pointed out that he was using an incredible filter.
Because Daniel walked up to his video, and Daniel was like, oh, that's a great filter.
I was like, we look great. And he was so annoyed.
Great. And this filter.
That was funny, though. But I was like, Cal San is as fun as ever. I'm very happy to report that it is still the greatest party street in the world. If you
haven't visited them all.
We've been to a lot of them.
Well, we have been to a lot.
I would say we've been to like at least 3/4 of them. Funnily enough, we mentioned last night, one of the big ones we have never actually been to is Bill Street over in Memphis.
That's wild.
Just a couple hours away. We've never been. But anyway, Cal San Road, the main stretch is always like the big attraction, but take some of those side roads too. There's always a bunch of weird things to find.
So we'll put in a video, but there's so many back alleys on Cal San. And you just take the back alleys and just keep walking and walking and walking. Just so many back alleys to take. Sometimes
somebody might have put in chalk like, yes, keep going, have faith, keep going. You're going to get back to Cal San. It's all right.
This way to Cal San.
Hey, so this is the Capitol Hotel. This building actually housed soldiers when they were on R&R from Vietnam back in the 60s and 70s. In the bottom floor over here, well, not really the basement, but the very ground floor is where the NCO club was for the Army. My granddad was the manager of the NCO club here back in the 60s and 70s.
Let's go into something else. I think we lost the clip, but we'll talk about this while we show you some videos. So another place that we recommend that is one of our mainstays is the weekend market. And I never pronounce it correctly, but the Chattahoochee Weekend Market, I believe.
I think you may have said it correctly.
Yeah.
You just said it right.
And it's right near where your family lived.
Yes.
Just a couple of blocks south of there. When your mom came here years ago, she said she recognized part of the neighborhood as still being here. The market is amazing. You got to go there. Now, we learned I think they used to be open a little bit on weekdays, but now it's just like, no, you got to go like Saturday or Sunday if you want to go see everything. So plan on that if you do come this way. It's huge. You're not going to see it all. It's kind of like a Disney World situation where you can't hope to do everything. Now, I will say a lot of the stores are similar enough, right? You want to talk about that?
Yes, so it is absolutely where you're going to want to go to get your souvenirs, because you're going to find souvenirs in bulk, but you're also going to find unique, per se, items there. It's going to be where a lot of the more, like, think about these, like, posh type of flea markets, shops, or markets that you see back home. You're going to see that type of stuff at this weekend market. But you're also going to see a lot of other, like, just little tiny shops of, like the scented aromas, different fragrances, different room sprays for your house. But that's where you're going to want to go to get your souvenirs for sure.
Oh, yeah. All the junk that you would see like at a flea market
Yeah.
and souvenir places is there. You can get stuff super cheap. I bought Brooklyn and her boyfriend a pair of those Tide pants for 100 baht each, which comes out to what, like $2, something like that?
So 100 baht is around $3.
Yeah. So
Roughly.
super cheap. You got a little bit of something for everybody. Shayna and Chloe, I have something for you. Anyways, you'll see soon enough. Totally recommend that place. Another place I would recommend that I do have a clip of is right across the street from there. I'm going back to Past Me to show you.
This is another one of our favorite places to eat. This is actually across the street from the Chatuchak Weekend Market. We went over there, but it's a Tuesday morning and it wasn't really popping, so we're going to come back Saturday. But the lunch area over here is, and there's a lady that runs the stall over there. Sharla, zoom in if you can. She has been here for 9 years. The first time me and Sharla came over here in 2017, she was cooking up lunch for me, and she's still here. I just had a great plate. Sharla got us something different. We got like a fish and rice plate. That was really good. I think it was just like 100 baht, something like that. And then we tried something new. We got like a dessert from this place over here. It was a bit of like coconut milk and ice and like some noodles and stuff, which sounds crazy, but it was basically like a dessert soup. It was really good. That was the first time I'd had one of those. But I'll tell you a funny story. We came over here the first time back in 2017, and we thought this was the market. We didn't even go across the street to see all the other stuff, and even this was really cool. But again, it's right across the street from the Chatuchak Weekend Market. There's a lot of groceries and like this whole food court. Check this out if you're over here in town too.
All right, so the food market is across the street from the Chatuchak Market.
Yeah.
The actual food stalls. You're going to want to go up in there and, oh, it's so amazing.
It's the best in the world.
Yes.
It is one of my favorite places to eat.
Multiple food stalls, and it just goes on and on and on. Now, I will tell you, as a Westerner, when you first come in, the food market side of it, the smells may be a little bit overwhelming if you're not used to smells in that type of environment.
I love it. I think it's something that you don't experience at home. I don't think it's bad.
But once you're in there for like just a minute or two, it's going to go away and you'll be fine. There's so many just amazing little food stalls, and you can get mango sticky rice. You can get Thai basil chicken, pork basil chicken, seafood basil chicken. Anything that you want is in there.
Yeah.
And they also sell fresh fruit in there. They sell flowers in there. It's funny enough, the very first time that we actually came to Thailand, we made the mistake of thinking that was the full market.
There were some other things. I mean, you can buy some like clothes and, random pieces of junk and furniture in there. So we thought like, oh, okay, this is cool. This is it. We didn't know until the second time, like, oh.
That the whole market was across the street.
Yeah.
We missed, the weekend market.
So that is another place that I would say is a must-see. Another one that is, I think, the last must-see that we'll talk about, this is wild. Once you look this place up, you're going to be like, why is Daniel and Charlotte recommending this? But just trust us, Pat Palm Street.
Oh, absolutely. It is the oldest red light district in Thailand. It actually started back in the 60s and 70s when soldiers from Vietnam would come over to Thailand on R&R. Pat Pong is only like maybe 2 or 3 streets, but it's so great. It's good because it's like, how do I put this? It is exactly like the perfect point of not being too much.
It's almost too much.
But it's not.
I think at one point it used to be.
It probably did used to be, but...
Now, listen, I'm going to be honest. We aren't going to recommend... If you look this up, you'll understand why we're not recommending to go that way. Like Soy Cowboy, Nana Plaza. Maybe there's some tourist fun there, but I wouldn't necessarily recommend it to anybody. But if you do want a taste of the wild side of Bangkok, yes, in that way, that is the area that I would recommend Pat Pong. And one reason I say that is because it's a little bit of everything. It's not just that kind of stuff. So there are a lot of like food stalls. There's a lot of souvenir stalls with guys. And I want to tell you this, you have to haggle. They're going to start you out on a bad price. You have to pretend that you're not interested. When you walk away, suddenly the price is cut in half or more.
You are expected to haggle in Thailand.
Yeah.
If they give you a price, if they say, for you, 700 baht,
Just be like, I'm good.
just say, oh, no, thank you,
Yeah.
and walk away.
Then
You're
they'll be like, my
expected to do
friend.
that. We actually had some people with us one time when we came to Thailand, and they walked up to a stall to buy some false bands, and the guy said 700 baht, and they said, "Oh, that's an amazing deal!" And whipped out a wad of cash.
If Brooklyn is watching, she's dying laughing.
They
right
whipped out a wad of cash, and I
Don't
was
do
like,
that.
"Don't do that! No, walk away, and you can get things for half of less than half of what they originally start at."
Now, if you do want to dip your toes into some of the wild stuff, the one place that I would recommend, that I think is safe to recommend, is called the Pink Panther. We went in there the second night that we were in here, and yes, it starts out with the ladies dancing on top of the table or whatever. You know, it's look it up. We're not going to talk about it here. But if you go to the Pink Panther, there are Muay Thai fights. I have come to love Muay Thai. I'm not like a UFC guy. I actually don't like that. Boxing, I'll watch every once in a while if there's like a huge fight. But Muay Thai is fun because it's like kickboxing, and it's fun to see live. It kind of turns into this kind of like almost punk rock show because you got two guys, ceremonial. They're doing a bunch of pregame stuff. Then they go for 3 rounds, and they beat the crap out of each other. It is fun to watch.
Now, there's a bar on Pat Thong. It's called the Old Other Office Bar.
Yeah.
It has been here since the 60s and 70s. I don't know if that's the original location, I would think, but it is one of the original bars from, the Vietnam era. And we actually went in there. That's my favorite bar in Thailand. It would be, let me put it like this. That if I lived in Bangkok, that would be my Mr. C's.
It feels
that would be
like
my Voodoo Lounge.
Mr. C's. It feels like your favorite uncle's basement up in there.
Yes.
They play like
there's a pool league.
American Southern rock music all the time. Well, a little bit of it, not just Southern rock, but a little bit of everything. They were playing like the Stones and stuff in there the other night, and the decor just looks like, hey, some guy bought a bunch of American stuff at a flea market.
Wood paneling,
but it's Thai people that run it. It's hilarious.
It's ran by a Thai family.
Yeah.
But they have a pool league. There's guys that go in there and play pool every night. I mean, when we went in there, we actually went twice. The second time, it was the same exact guys in there. And it was not the thing that we loved about it. You go to all these other bars, these go-go bars and whatnot, and it's so crowded. And I mean, just so you have to sit, so close to people and stuff. You go in the Old Other Office Bar. I almost don't even want to recommend them because I don't want the secret to get out.
No, the secret's out. It's just that a lot of, I think Thai locals, unless they're playing pool, and I think a lot of the college-age backpacker crowd, that's not their.
Well, yes.
So it's not going to get crowded.
But I'm just saying.
Yeah.
You go in there and there's like maximum 10 people in there, maybe at all times.
Yeah.
I mean, it was the same guys that we saw, the first time we went in there. Just an amazing, amazing place. The Old Other Office Bar.
Yeah. Now, a couple other things we're going to recommend that are a little bit new to us. Every time we come, we try to do something a little bit different. Very briefly, I want to talk about the Leaning Buddha or the Reclining Buddha. Mm-hmm. He is one of the main Buddhas to go visit if you want to go to the temples. That was an incredible experience. The golden Buddha that's in there, that's, lying down, he's huge. That was one of the most breathtaking things I've ever seen in Thailand, to be honest. Mm-hmm. And the whole complex over there is insane. There's monk cats everywhere walking around. There's you can get lost in all of the pieces of the temple just going to see different things that I didn't completely understand. I read the signs. I got a little bit of a grasp of it, but there was a guy at the entrance hey, I'll walk around with you and tell you what all this means if you want. We didn't do that. We just wanted to explore.
Wat Pho.
Wat Pho?
Yes.
Yes, that was the name of it. Definitely recommend it. We'll come back around to another kind of Thai nature thing, but something else I want to talk about that I think was one of your favorites that was new this time. The MBK Mall.
Oh, yeah.
Do you want to tell them about that?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so we had actually never been here. It's one of the most famous malls in the world, and there's tons and tons of malls in Thailand. A lot of the malls are super, super posh. A lot of the malls in Bangkok especially are super posh, and you'll go in there and there'll literally be a real Hermes store. There'll be a real Louis Vuitton store, et cetera, and so forth. MBK Center, there's stores called All Kinds of Bags.
Well, listen, I think the secret is out about this because I've seen other YouTube videos, but it is probably very possibly the most notorious bootleg / counterfeit mall in the world.
But what's funny is, so you go in and you go up to the little, I mean, it's just, the whole mall is 8 stories tall. About 8 stories, 7 or 8 stories. Oh, okay, yeah, because the 8th story is a movie theater.
Yeah.
So the whole mall is 8 stories tall. And each floor is a different thing.
So, like, there was an electronics floor, there's a bags floor, there's like a beauty floor.
There's food court.
There was one that was like a bunch of video games and random nerd stuff like anime. There was an anime con that was happening there in the mall.
Yes.
It was wild. It is exhausting.
But
you could spend all day in there if you wanted to, because like each floor is like probably the size of 2 football fields.
it would take you probably to go through everything. Probably it would take you at least 3 days
The day that
if
we
you wanted to see every single thing in there.
we went twice, and the first day that we went there was also the day that I had the most steps according to my watch.
I believe it.
She took me everywhere up in there, but it was okay. I had a good time too.
We got some food there in the food court at the beginning, and
That was good.
really good.
Yeah.
And we got some juice there, it's like smoothies, but juices. It was, they made it fresh. It was so good.
Yeah.
But it's so funny because you'll go up to the little shops or whatever, and trying to think how I want to say this. You will get taken to a secret. You can get taken to a secret back room.
It's funny because like when the guy realizes that you might be interested, like he kind of darts his eyes around to see if there's like security or something, I guess. He's like, come with me. And listen, Sharla got the biggest thrill about being taken back to these like black market rooms full of like all these designer bags and things.
Look, I might have found my thrill in life.
I think the statute of limitations is up by the time this publishes.
Hopefully.
But yeah, check that out. Even aside from all the crazy stuff like that, it's fun. You should definitely take like a couple hours to go that way. Everything's dirt cheap there as well. And you'll see, trust us, you'll have fun.
MBK Center. Now, you can go to some of the other malls, but the other malls, like I said, it's going to be the Louis Vuitton store.
It'll be the same thing you see at Fancy when it's back
Yes.
home. One last thing I want to talk about here is something that I think was the coolest new thing to us this time
The
around.
green lung.
Okay, so right now, Sharla and I look like we're in the jungle, but technically we are still kind of sort of in Bangkok. This isn't Bangkok city limits. It's an area called the Green Lung, and we've made our way over here today. We thought we wanted to check out this floating market, but it may be closed. Google says that it's only open on Saturday and Sunday, which that's on us. We should have looked.
Yeah, whatever.
We've been everywhere in Bangkok before, but haven't been there. But I'm glad we came down because this is a little piece of BFE Thailand that just happens to be in the middle of Bangkok. I would totally recommend it.
Oh, definitely come check it out. We've never been over here before. This is our first time. We've actually never done a floating market either, which
We may still not.
there's some things in Bangkok we've just never done, and it's just, but this has been really, really nice. We rented some bikes this morning, and we've just been bouncing about on this little, I guess it's an island?
Kind of, sort of.
Yeah.
I mean,
An inlet?
I'd have to look.
I'd have to look. I'm not a geographer.
Same. But yeah, it was cool. So like we spent only 40 baht a piece for
The ferry.
And then I think it was 100 baht a piece to rent the bikes.
My kickstand broke.
Yeah, this will publish after we've already left the country, so this is hopefully not incriminating you. But yeah, these are our bikes, and this is kind of like the main road. We just took like a little bit of a detour. We went to a cafe that was really good.
It was like the Deep.
Yeah.
It was like deep in whatever the name of
The name of this little town.
The name of the village.
That was really good. And we're probably here for like another 2 hours checking this
we
place
got
out.
cocktails.
We did get cocktails, and finally some mango sticky rice that was really good. That was really cheap
The
too.
mango sticky rice was freshly made.
Yeah,
It
I
was
saw her do
delicious,
that. Yeah. I think we spent the equivalent of like maybe $6 on 2 cocktails and some mango sticky rice.
Yes. Oh.
That's how it rolls around here. All right, so we're checking this place out. What are we doing after this today?
That's a great question.
That's a great question. All right, we'll figure it out when we get there. This was the main thing today, and I think we've got... Did you hear that?
There's a school over there.
No, that was some crazy animal that sounded like a monster. Hopefully you guys caught that on video. All right, see you at the next thing.
We had meant to do it the past number of times, but we get distracted. In the past, we would also go down to the beach, but we decided to just stay in Bangkok for the week this week. So we had time finally to go to, this area called the Green Lawn. Excuse me. Do you want to explain it?
Sure. The Green Long is a green space area, essentially, of Bangkok. We actually had to get on a ferry and ride over there. And from there, you rent bikes for around 100 baht, for around 75 to 100 baht each. And you just get on your bike and ride all over the little, I guess, inlet.
Yeah, it's kind of sort of an island formed by the river here in Bangkok. It's technically not in Bangkok city limits,
Oh,
even
yeah,
though it still
yeah.
feels like you can see the skyline over the trees.
But it's like a
there.
giant garden area, and there's little villages in it, and you can explore and get really deep into the woods area of it, and you'll come up on these little cafes where you can get a cocktail, you can get juices, you can get Thai omelets.
Like the one we went to.
All kinds of things.
I would guess that it's about like 10 to 15 square miles. You really should use kilometers around here, but I'm not sure what it would be. But we biked like a lot of it that day.
Yeah.
We were really worn out because like we spent about 3 or 4 hours on bikes. And by the time we go to Burning Man, when we go, we've been practicing. We hadn't been for this. So I was a little sore after that one. So if you're in good bike shape, you know, it's a good little route. If you're not, you can also rent a little scooter at the beginning, but be warned that if you do that, you probably shouldn't go up into the nature preserve that's inside there. Since we were on quiet bikes, we did that. We went through these little dirt trails on our bikes and saw some really cool stuff. I did see one giant, the monitor lizard. Did you see him? I didn't catch him on video.
I didn't see him, no.
I seen him. He was
Oh,
like over here next to
yeah.
the road. Yeah. I don't think I got it though. But yeah, I would definitely do that. I would say like we probably spent like 300 baht total, like on the ferry and the bikes.
Yeah.
And then like the
Which is
little
the
cafe.
equivalent of $9.
Yeah. Totally worth $9 to go do that. I would take half a day to do that because most of the time when you come to Bangkok, if you're going to be doing that, it's going to be hot.
Yes.
You can't do that during what they call rainy season. That's about 6 months out of the year because it's just not going to work. So if it's not rainy season, it's going to be hot. So don't push yourself too hard. Only do a half day and come back and chill at the pool or whatever for the rest of the day.
So one thing I really noticed this time, Daniel,
Yeah.
and I don't know if you have had as many issues as I have, but the smog has been noticeably worse
Yeah.
than it's been in years past.
Bangkok keeps growing, so does the pollution, unfortunately. I'm looking out
Yes.
the window right now.
Now, Bangkok is a city where there's multiple. I mean, there's just greenery everywhere. I mean, there's trees everywhere. It's a tropical city, of course. But the smog just seems like it's gotten worse this time. I actually had to buy a mask and put on because I was having so much trouble with the smog. I mean, actually, one night I had to come back early and just get in the bed just because my throat was just, you could tell the phlegm and everything. Like, not to be TMI, but it was bad.
Yeah, it hasn't gotten me like it's gotten you, but like I did notice this time when we were flying in, it's noticeable from the air, and it wasn't necessarily the past number of times that we've been. Bangkok and Thailand in general, this is not a critique, it's just kind of like a reflection of the facts. It's kind of a place where anything goes, and sometimes that, you know, applies to people being environmentally conscious. I think there's a lot of people that are. I do see a lot of recycle bins all over the place, but I think because there is a big diversity in thought and opinion around here, being very careful what I say, there's a lot of people that may not take environmentalism as seriously, unfortunately. And that is something that is present in Bangkok, unfortunately. I do think it's far less present if you decide to go down south to the beaches. However, while we have not been there, I have heard it's pretty tough in Chiang Mai. Maybe there's like a northerly wind. I don't know how it works. Yeah, I haven't really looked
But one
that
thing
up.
that's really big in Thailand is inhalants, and not like that, but
Well,
like
that's big too. Yeah.
little herbal inhalants. And it's literally the stuff is, I forget what the name of it is, but it's in a little green thing, and it smells just like Vicks Vapor Rub or Vicks Sab, as we call it in the South. And you just go around and, you know, just smelling that all day. Smelling salts.
I never did, but I trust you.
Yes, it really helps to open
Yeah.
your sinuses up a lot.
All right, so that's a lot of what we did this time that we recommend, you know, anytime you come, but a couple of options of things that we found new this time. I think we're going to have one more clip walking around our last night, but hope you guys enjoyed that. We'll see you in the future to sign off.
Right on the mountain.
Hey guys, we're on the last leg of our journey. We have reached Atlanta, so we've only got one more flight left to go. We're actually here in the Minute Suites, which is in one of the terminals here. We highly recommend checking out a Minute Suite if you're ever on a long haul flight and you've got to transfer or a connection. You can just pop in for like a quick little hour-long nap. You can actually rest. It's like a miniature hotel room.
It makes a big difference after an international flight like that.
It seriously does. So last time we traveled, we got one, and I just knocked out for like 2 hours. It was great. Definitely check out Minute Suites. They're not paying us anything for that recommendation at all.
They can donate the totem.
But we hope you guys enjoyed the video. We're actually going to do a little bit more, but one, maybe two of us got a little bit sick. So our time was ended abruptly there a little bit. But we hope you guys enjoyed the video, and we look forward to sharing it with you guys.
Get out there and radiate positivity.